All right,
Bro.
ladies. All right, ladies and
Andre,
gentlemen.
never do that shit again, bro. Never do...
Oh
Ain't
my
no way.
God.
Ain't no way. What did I just watch?
Oh my Lord. I'm trying to. Here I am trying to give an intro, and these folks already got me laughing. I'm trying not to cuss in like the first 3 seconds in case it ends up on YouTube.
Oh, we.
Anyway.
We not. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
we,
We're PG.
oh no. I said for the first 3 seconds. I'm trying to.
Okay. Okay. I was
Okay,
gonna say
okay.
we're in
I was like, oh,
trouble.
my fault.
No, 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 no,
This
no.
is gonna be a crazy podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's wait till after the intro. Then I can start letting everything fly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Top Rope Boys Podcast. This is episode 5 or 6, I believe. One of these numbers. Reek will have it in the description. Anyway, it's it's welcome to the new episode of the Top Rope Boys Podcast. Today, I got two illustrious guests with me. This is our first pod collab, mind you. Also, these boys, we were talking about this before before we started recording. I go back a long ways with both of these gentlemen. So I'm happy to have them here. I'm excited to talk some wrestling. It's the podcast after Mania, bro. Like, oh my God, it's your boy Steph, the Samoan bulldozer, the Cameroonian nightmare, the left hand of destruction, all that jazz. Oh, the Chocolate City Saint. Stop playing with me.
No way, bro. No way.
Oh my God, Michael, Andre, please let the people know who we all are.
Oh shit, man. I'm doing good. Just wish I would have came with some nicknames for myself. I ain't.
Yeah, I ain't
I
got.
know we was coming with the nicknames. I would have locked in, but shit, that was
I
crazy.
mean,
Chocolate City Saint is crazy.
that's fire though. I like that. That's fire.
Thank
If
you,
I
thank
could
you,
go
thank
by
you.
that, I would, but I can't.
I mean, they got white chocolate around here.
I don't even like white chocolate, bro. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Oh,
It's not
that's
the
so
same.
crazy.
It's not the
That's
same.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm gonna start calling myself the almond wafer. Yeah, okay. That's no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Seamus.
All right. All right. All
Yo,
right.
oh my God, this is gonna be so fun. I can already tell.
I'm about to get canceled, bro. I'm about to get canceled.
Oh,
but, but no, we have Michael and Andre for the Put Over podcast, and they completely forgot that they were supposed to be introducing themselves. Um, Gentlemen,
oh,
how are
Well,
y'all? How are
well,
y'all
oh,
feeling?
wait. Oh. Well, welcome to Over the Top collab podcast. We got it.
You
We got
right.
it.
You right.
where we don't get our feet
Lord,
caught on the top rope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Damian
absolutely.
Priest.
Ooh, when did that happen?
Was it Clash? Yeah, it was him
Yeah, it was
versus
Clash.
Oh, when
Drew.
he like
It was
flipped over with
Yeah.
Damien. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
And Drew, I
I,
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was
Okay.
just rewatching that
Shout out
match
Jay
not too long
Uso. You know
ago.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo,
Craziness.
he got the belt. He got the belt. Like, let's let there's so much to talk about. So much has happened in the world of wrestling. Of course, it was wrestling's biggest week last week, and shoot, some could even say even this week it's still part of wrestling's biggest week for real, for real. If we want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about everything that happened, but
100%.
first off, let's just so we can make sure we hit all the beats. You gotta stand and deliver to the people everything that happened at stand and deliver. Oh my God,
Okay,
I'm gonna take.
transition. Okay.
Oh yeah, little song. Come
Okay,
on,
okay, I feel it.
I'm
you
not used to transitions like this. I don't know. I'm like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do right now. It's just so fluid.
come on,
The,
man.
st-
Talk
the
to him.
structure, man. I feel it.
The boys is out here. So
Pause.
as we know, the whole wrestling world took over Sin City this past weekend for WrestleMania weekend. There were events all over left and right. But of course, if you want to see what's going on with the next generation of young talent over at the WWE, you gotta tap into NXT. And of course, they had their biggest PLE stand and deliver this past weekend. We had Obafemi, Javon Evans, Trick Williams in the main event. We finally got a new North American Women's Champion. We got a whole bunch going on, but boys, I'm gonna stop yapping. What did y'all think of the PLE?
Shout out Black Queen Soul Ruka. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I it was
Try not to
good.
get canceled, but go ahead.
I enjoy NXT hoops. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
NXT it's just a different feel. it's kind of like watching, not in a disrespectful way, but kind of like watching college football and then watching NFL. Like you take a break from one to watch the other, and it's refreshing because it feels different.
That's
Yeah,
crazy you just said that because I was literally gonna say watching NXT reminds me of like college basketball, and then like WWE is like the NBA. It's like in NXT college basketball, they're going out there with something to prove. Like you have like what does Seth Rollins have to prove kind of thing. It's like he doesn't have to
yeah,
like
yeah,
put it on the line kind of thing. Like
I'm saying.
they're putting it all out there on NXT, and it showed. It showed this
yeah.
weekend. We'll go get to the Obo match, but oh my goodness,
Oh,
oh my
they
goodness,
was cooking with grease.
Hoopers,
Real
Hoopers.
hoopers. But no, it started off on the pre-show with the women's tag team championship match, fatal four-way elimination. It was Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus my girls. Oh, shout out black women. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson going up against Fatal Fallon Henley and JC Jane. My apologies, ladies. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. I'm not gonna lie. This match, the first thing I thought of when I was watching it, other than the fact of God bless black women. Um, what
Type
the
shit.
hell is shot? Type shit. Oh, what the hell has Shotzi been doing for the last like 6 months? Because I swear she was nowhere to be found.
She was supposed to be in Rumble, but I think she gave up her spot for somebody. Like Shotzi had gear made for the Rumble and everything, so she was supposed to be in the Rumble. But
Mm,
they're still. I feel like they're still building. They're still learning. I feel like they're still learning how to build their mid card division, especially on SmackDown,
yeah.
because like you had Michin challenge for the Women's United States Championship. Zelina Vega, I assume, is about to do the same thing. Shotzi
Hmm.
is a name that should be thrown in that conversation as well. Especially if we're talking about giving opportunity to other talent, which is what the mid card title is supposed to do. But what I'm not saying is if she's not ready for it, don't give it to her. You know what I'm saying? I think she works with what's their tag team? Aren't they like Chemical X or something?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
I forget the name, but they're a good group.
Um,
Look,
but
look,
yeah, no, I
they're
kind
a
of wish
good
that I
group. Insane chemistry. They're two freaky goth
Mm-hmm.
lesbians, but insane chemistry.
It's my type of group. My type of group.
agree. You said two. I
Three.
mean
Yeah,
three,
three.
three.
Three. Yeah. Power to 'em.
Oh,
God bless.
God bless. And the freaky goth lesbians came away with the W for anyone who was wondering. Um, but I think one of the biggest questions that this match left me with personally, other than the fact of why the fuck didn't the men and girls win? I'm so sorry.
Facts.
This is one of those things where I can't even let my bias slide to the side. Why the fuck didn't the men and girls win? Um, is what the hell did Roxanne do to Cora Jade? No, what the hell did Cora Jade do to Roxanne that she's been slimed out so many times? Because
I truthfully, I don't know why Roxanne was on the pre-show. That's kind
I
of
think
bro,
crazy to me.
yeah.
I think I've just been struggling because I've recently got back into the NXT flow. I think I've just been
Mhm.
kind of struggling to understand the story between Roxanne and Cora because it just seems like everything Cora does, Roxanne copies. And like I don't want to be wrong when I say that, but like it just felt
No, there's some
like from what
validity
I
to it.
remember, like Cora was the like cool skater girl face. Roxanne did
Mhm.
the same thing, and then Cora Jade became like the heel, the mean girl heel. Then Roxanne did the same thing, and like it just that's just what it felt like to me. I think the only difference is that Roxanne had way more success with it than Cora Jade did.
Mm,
Only
I
one of
mean,
them was
and
only one of them was in the elimination chamber.
that's probably due to injuries though. Like not to like say Cora Jade couldn't achieve that same success, but like she's just been riddled with injuries over the last few years. It's
This is
rough.
fair.
That Dakota Kai career
Mm,
arc.
she'd probably be a mid card
No
champion right
way.
now if it wasn't for that.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was crazy because I remember I was watching on my couch and I like, at first I was like, okay, this is gonna be Roxanne's goodbye match, right? Obviously that wasn't the case. This is gonna be
Mm,
Roxanne's goodbye match, and then I see Cora getting ready to like take the pin, and then uh, I just see Roxanne just run out and leave. And shout out Corey Graves. I think it was Corey that said this. He looked at Booker. He said, "Booker, that's your girl? Is that what you teach over at your wrestling school?" I died of laughter, bro. I died of
Corey don't
laughter.
give a fuck, bro. Corey is one of my favorite commentators. He don't give a
he's
fuck.
great. He's great, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Shout out Carmelo. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, for real. And so, um,
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace is
Yo,
crazy.
yo.
Figuratively, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Oh, this is gonna be so off the rails, but I love it. Anyway, so, but yeah, no, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what story can you tell when we all know that Roxanne is being drafted? Is essentially what I'm saying. I don't see, I
I
don't see
thought she
whatever
was
they're.
already in the main roster through the transfer portal. Is that not what happened?
I thought so as well.
Nah,
I mean,
you would think,
well,
but no.
They
we,
need to make this brand stuff more like it used to be. Like when they first split it in like 2016, like it was
yeah,
Uh,
strict, like
they
brand.
they gotta
Like
put who's on what brand on the website, kind of thing. Just so
they
like,
did.
yeah, no, I'm saying like now though. It's like because
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on half the time, but
Not even
we'll
that.
we'll
It's
get
just
to
a
it
matter of fact of
obviously.
we gotta make these brands. We gotta go back to the brands feeling like gangs. That's what we gotta
Mm-hmm.
do. And
100%.
especially when we talk about because obviously this week we saw the announcement of Survivor Series being in San Diego. Bring back the brand first brand matches. That's all. That's my
I
Can we
whole.
think
get can we give War Games a rest for like a year or two?
it's time. It's not. I mean, I don't know because like with the we'll get to it obviously. I don't want to like rush too far ahead with the new
Uh,
faction. I feel like War Games is almost teed up at this point
it
Yeah.
is. It
in a
most
way.
definitely is.
Granted, it might be a little early to say that, but call me lame or old fashioned, but I really miss the old school 5-on-5
That's because
traditional elimination
it
matches.
made it showed you who was a
Yeah,
hooper of because without the 5v5 match, we don't get 2014 Dolph Ziggler.
Nope, absolutely
that's
not.
true.
Absolutely
Like
not.
absolutely
I
crazy.
just
But
No.
yeah no I it's so funny you brought up giving War Games a rest because I was literally having a debate with my partner about that and because she's Survivor Series is her favorite PLE and I was like okay that's intriguing, not a bad call, not a bad pick though, and she was like oh yeah my favorite part of it is the War Games thing, and I was like War Games isn't even a traditionally like a Survivor Series like it's not
it's
traditionally
not at
attributed to
all.
the Survivor Series thing, so I was like okay this lets me know like the synergy, in which case like this lets me know like oh this is not being integrated into being a part of the PLE, into being a part of that PLE, which is like okay it's cool, I like it, I think it's fun, like I think it's a fun like concept for a match. However,
Mm.
it can end up being derivative in a couple of ways, like unless there's an actual
Like,
story that drives there, and like you said, given what we're going to talk about in a little bit, oh they have that teed up so perfectly, so
mhm.
perfect. But I think after this year, hey, take a break, give it a rest. Let's go
I
back to the
mean,
traditionals.
I wouldn't even do it this year because, like, I would imagine it's going to be probably post Mania next year is when we really see like your like Stephanie Vaquez, your Trick Williams, everyone like that getting called up. I think it would be
Yeah.
such a missed opportunity to not do brand versus brand again.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a
Like,
good point.
Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT in the NXT
like,
parking lot.
bro,
Whoa.
not even in the parking lot, bro. Like imagine like
No, I just
give
mean you
me
know when they ambush the brands. That's what I mean.
oh yeah. Like just like imagine like a triple threat like Io, Stephanie, and Rhea.
Oh. Oh.
Like not even at a
That.
Mania, like must watch
Oh.
TV.
That is must watch TV. We're gonna talk about
Like
those two ladies in a second.
give me Omos, Gunther, and Obafemi in a triple threat.
Shit,
I've been saying
Omos.
I need Omos back on my TV for the longest as a proud Homo sapien. I need that.
I would bring him back just for that match, and then you could ship him back to wherever he's wrestling right now. I'm not big on
Ship
it.
him back is crazy. Ship him back is
Oh, well,
Exactly.
come
ship
on
him
now,
back.
come on now.
No.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Hey, Mike
I'm
Oh,
is bold right
canceled.
now.
I'm
Mike is bold right
canceled,
now. He
bro.
got two black dudes
that's
in front of him. It
crazy.
says ship him back.
Man, I'm gonna unplug my mic, bro.
I'm just saying that's crazy.
Nah,
Oh my god! And then
Oh,
we
you're good. Go
had
ahead. Go ahead, bro.
let me. Oh my god. Let's
I
try
did
to get
not
this
mean to
room
word
back on
it
track.
like that. My fault. My fault. My fault.
Speaking of a white man who's super scared around black men right now, Ethan Page lost to Ricky Saints.
That's the right decision. I
Thought you
think
were gonna say Triple H. I'm not gonna lie.
what? No, I mean give Ricky Saints like he just needs to keep carrying that momentum. Ethan Page, he could literally be put into the new faction, and I don't think too many people would have a problem with it.
Yeah. I think Ricky Saints is going to be the guy to elevate the NXT North American title. Like, I like the Ricky and Ethan feud right now. Like, it's cool, but also I think Ethan has so much more like up his sleeve. So if they wanted to
Hmm.
make that call, given everything that happened a couple days ago that we'll talk about in a bit, I would not be mad at it. However, um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Give Ricky what after what is it like 2 years in AEW limbo and him finally jumping ship. Give Ricky the push, bro. Put the rocket on him.
Hmm.
Shout out Ricky Saints.
Shout out Ricky Saints, bro. It was so funny because I
He's a
was at
dog.
Dynasty, like I was at Dynasty a couple weeks ago or whatever, and they still have Ricky like on their AEW trucks. They haven't changed it. That was just so funny to
So embarrassing.
It is. It really is.
me. Um,
That would be like AEW showing like CM Punk footage like months after something already went down.
yeah. Months after he was whooping Jack Perry's ass in the back, or however they say that went.
Shout out Samoa Joe.
No, for real. Shout out Samoa Joe. Um, we have new NXT Tag Champions. Hank and Tank. Hank. Okay, like I like Hank and Tank, so don't take what I'm about to say as like, don't take what I'm about to say as slander. But Hank and Tank somehow defeated Fraxium. However, if they're still trying to push we're not on the same page, we're not on the same wavelength. Nathan Frazier's the asshole and Axiom's the actual decent guy here. Like, I get it. Whatever. If it pushes the split, push the split. However,
Hey,
there's go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
hey man. Everybody talking about who's gonna be that next member in the faction. Shout out A Kid, bro. I don't know. Fraxium is not okay, bro.
So here's
I think that could be a swerve. I think that's a potential swerve. That's a potential swerve. With Fraxium headed to the main roster.
it could be a potential swerve because here's the thing. Everyone thinks that it's going to be Nathan because obviously everyone knows that Nathan trained under Seth. But nah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I don't think I
I don't
see
think you
them
break
pulling a
them up that
swerve like
early
that. Yeah, you
like
got
that.
you got
Like without
Hey, we've had this conversation. We already know how the main roster feel about tag teams. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
look at the match that was on Monday Night Raw for the tag titles, or sorry, on WrestleMania. Trash.
yeah.
All love to the New Day. All love to the Viking Raiders. They need help because
that's just not a stylistic matchup you really want to see.
I mean, yeah, but like if you're just looking at Raw tag teams compared to SmackDown tag teams, it's
That Raw tag team
laughably
division,
shorthanded.
that Raw tag team
See,
division needs desperately.
I don't think Fraxium would break up if like Penta and Ray Phoenix were together.
Mm.
So then you have like a matchup to really look forward to. Unless you send Fraxium to SmackDown instead, because if you send them to SmackDown, there are more options for
Oh my
like
god,
there's the DIY
Praxium
Motor
versus the
City.
Street Profits. Oh my
Uh
God.
exactly, yeah.
Fraxium
The
and DIY cinema.
Fraxium
Oh
and Pretty
Oh
my
no,
Deadly. Come on,
absolutely.
god,
man.
Oh my
you
God.
love Pretty Deadly so much. You-
I'm not gonna lie. I still have yet to understand the allure of Pretty Deadly. Like they can hoop, but
It's Breezango with some bop in it. I don't know.
you know what? We'll call it
So
some
maybe
bop. But
some
yeah,
zest in it. I
yeah,
don't know.
some zest, maybe. I don't know about some bop.
some yeah.
It's a little.
I don't know about comparing that.
It's crazy because they
It's some
both have
tone.
girlfriends. I think that's the funniest part.
No, for real. Like I found out that like both of them are married like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, I didn't know.
That's really
Um,
crazy.
Power to him. Power to him.
but
Shout out Triple H and Shawn Michaels kissing during the Hall of Fame ceremony. I was not expecting that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't care.
no,
Like it was
love is
just I wasn't
love. We
expecting
don't
it.
care. We don't care. However,
It it's
But
crazy
I
they're
how
don't
also
think it's
smart.
married.
It's crazy
yeah.
how smart of businessmen they are because I think them doing that, they did that solely for like this exact moment we're talking about it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like I'm sure there was
Also,
obviously some like funny reasoning, everything like that, but like it gets people
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
also
it's funny,
Triple H.
haha, till the cameras are off and they're doing it. It's like, whoa, thought this was a joke, man. Oh,
Hey, they got
brother.
socks
Like,
on.
oh shit.
They got socks on. It's not.
Nah.
Oh my.
Could
Anyway,
you imagine like that happens and Triple H goes,
No, I
no,
can't imagine
we have
that.
socks
No,
on. We have socks on. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no
no,
way.
that is
I
that is
can't imagine
not.
a grown man saying that. Oh my God. But oh man. Oh, I have no transition. We crowned a North American and a new NXT North American Women's Champion again. Shout
Black
out
Queen
Two
Soul
Belt
Ruka.
Soul.
Sky's the
Two
limit.
Belt
Sky is
Soul.
the limit for her.
I just wish
It's
that they
crazy.
would I just wish that they would acknowledge more so the fact that she's a two belt champion right now. I get it, speed, folks don't care, but hey, it's entertaining.
It's if you could name every speed champion without looking it up, I
I can
feel
tell
like
you
it could be
Dragon
acknowledged.
I can tell you Dragon Lee is is the current men's speed champion right now. I can tell you Sol Ruka is the current speed women's champion right now. Candice
Mm-hmm.
LeRae held it before her.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I don't even think Speed was actually no Speed was definitely gone before Candice LeRae won the belt, but she just had a long ass reign. So I'm not gonna lie, I cannot tell you the Speed Women's Champion before
Uh,
Candice.
on the men's side, Dom held it.
Yeah.
Uh, I think either Eric or Ivar. I don't know which one of them, but one of them held it as well.
Mhm.
Those are the only two off the
Probably
top of my head.
probably Ivar because wasn't Eric out for like a long ass time because he
Yeah, I
had
think
his neck
Ivar did
fucked up.
hold it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But hey man, all I'm
Ricochet,
saying
he
is
was the first one.
Ricochet was the first on the men's side. Okay.
Who? No,
Ricochet, Ricochet, Andrade, and then Dragon Lee.
Okay. See, I got one out of three. I don't know
were both of
where
Um,
mine
Andre
wrong?
got Dom Mysterio from.
oh, the women's championship was just Candice LeRae and Sol Ruka.
I thought Dom won it. Damn, I'm tripping. I must be
No.
thinking about the North American.
See, and y'all over here talking about some. If you could name every champion, hey, I got a little bit. I got a little something.
Don't say y'all. That was him.
It
I
was.
just tried to follow the prompt.
Wait, do we have prompts? Do we have prompts?
No,
Am I
No,
like
I
no,
was
no,
missing?
no, no.
no, you gave a prompt. You
Oh,
said name
okay,
every
okay,
yeah.
okay. No, I thought there was like some kind of script I should be following.
I'm saying you playing with me, man.
Bro, brother forgot where he
Pause,
was in the
muffle.
simulation. Oh,
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what's going on right now.
oh
All
my
right, what's the
God.
next match? What's the next match? What's the next?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, this one I'm actually like interested in talking about because I did not expect for us to talk this long about Stand and Deliver. Dark State versus the D'Angelo family. Oh my God. I don't know about y'all. Temu Shield, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Temu Shield. I like Dark State. Saquon Sugars, our Northeast DC representative. I ain't mad. Oh no, our Southeast DC representative. I ain't
Oh,
mad
don't
at it.
nobody ever come out of Southeast. That's crazy. He's crazy, man.
Damn.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No,
That's
I'm
like
messing
that's
around.
that's like coming out of West Baltimore. What the hell?
um, I'm
Yo,
glad that
Mike.
you're sold on Dark State. I'm so happy for you that you're sold on Dark State. I'm not,
Mhm,
bro. Like the Saquon dude you're talking to me about, I've seen him. He's great. He's charismatic. He's clearly going to be the most popular of the group.
yeah, yeah.
But it's kind of like a thing is, it's kind of like on the sentiment of if there is no established leader, I need them to all be at the same level. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I need the rest of them to have character like he does. Because when it's just him and then the other three, it just feels more like there is a leader dynamic somewhat in the group. Um, and the D'Angelo family, I don't know what's going on with them. The year of getting slimed out. Don't know what to tell you.
No, for real.
That's all I got to say about that though.
I will say the biggest issue I probably had with that is following Tony D'Angelo getting kicked out of the family per se, or getting turned on at least. Everyone was
Hmm.
saying, "Oh, he's going to get called up." I think it's way too early for him to get called up. I'm not going to lie, especially without
Early.
the family. I feel like he's going to be one of those people. If he's just alone, if he were to get called up on SmackDown, he's going to get
Hmm.
lost in the shuffle, kind of thing.
But
I just
here's the
don't know if
thing.
they needed to pull the trigger on that. I just feel like
I agree. Yeah.
My only thing with the D'Angelo family, and I think I said this a couple times before, the D'Angelo family needs to completely rebrand if they get called up. Like, if I wanted to go watch Goodfellas, I'll go watch Goodfellas. I don't think that's a gimmick that's going to work on the main roster. But
I
my thing is
disagree.
that
I hard disagree.
I was gonna
too
say I
hard.
disagree with that
You
as
think
well.
it'll work?
I think they'd be great. I think we need more cinematic stuff like that. Like more
I
like
think this,
backstage.
Like a tribal chief D'Angelo family interaction would go
Bro,
crazy.
bro.
okay,
I'd
that's
love
fair.
that. I'd love
I'll,
that.
That Seth and the D'Angelo family, you could tell crazy stories with that. Paul, uh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's okay. That's fair.
Karrion and Cross, nah.
Ooh,
That would be I'd like that
ooh,
a lot.
oh, especially after this week, Karrion Cross needs something, bro. Oh my God, give him his flowers. Give Karrion Cross his flowers. Anyway, um, but yeah, like Andre said, it is the year of sliming people out. Because what the hell, like stacks. Why you Oh my God. Anyway, um,
So I don't know, bro. I just don't like his haircut.
bro, and my thing is that like stacks. No, because wait, I just got caught. I just caught what you said. What the fuck?
I don't like his fade. It's kind of high.
It's too high for you?
I'm looking at I'm looking at the screenshot right now. I don't like his
All
fade's
right.
high. It's okay though. It's okay though. Let's move on because we're
So
dragging.
they just
Come
might,
on, man. You're
just
supposed to
might
have
melt.
structure. You're supposed to have structure on this show.
All I say. Anyway,
This is
so
turning into a put over episode.
it is. Um, Tony getting kicked in. So Tony got kicked in the nuts by Stacks. I think it was really, really insane, but it does have me way more interested in the D'Angelo storyline than I initially was. Because I'm gonna be honest, like I said earlier, I'm not really the biggest fan. But speaking of people like if you were talking earlier about people who have stayed a little too long in NXT, Tony D'Angelo is one of those. So I think that the momentum from this, it could definitely be his push into pushing forward. You gonna tell me that Tony D'Angelo isn't a super senior? Michael, I see your face. Bro,
I
he's been
just don't
around.
think he should be
I
called
feel
up
like there are.
alone.
I feel
That's
like there
my
are way
issue.
worse. I feel like there are way worse super seniors in NXT though. Did we forget that Sean Spears is still in NXT?
That's
That's
fair.
a good point. I mean, he
That's
was
fair.
signed back though. That is a little different.
Yeah,
I still think it's to me it still feels super senior because like let's
I hear you. I hear you. I don't know. I just don't think Tony should be called up by himself. Because I
that's
think
fair.
a big part of his gimmick is the family.
yeah, to be a Don and then be by yourself. It's like
It's like you're throwing him fresh into a crowd who obviously a good amount of WWE fans watch NXT. I don't think the casual viewer does. Like the
Yeah,
people
no,
going to the shows and stuff. He's not going to be able to really go out there and just get a pop on a brand new gimmick essentially, I
that's
think.
fair.
And I don't
Um,
think it's a gimmick you should switch up at the same time. Like
I th
what he's doing is great.
I feel like this whole thing is gonna bring a whole new like serious energy between the D'Angelo family, whatever they do. I'm happy that they're no longer messing around with the Dark State stuff because I want Dark State and Sean Spears' faction, the Culling, to work together. I think that would be a good matchup. But overall, yeah, there's nothing more I have to say about this match other than the fact that I think that it's just going to bring a lot more. It's definitely going to bring a lot more out of the D'Angelo family than it ever will for Dark State. Dark State was just kind of there to get the win, steal the win, and keep it moving. Now, let's talk about these last two matches, the women's championship match and the men's championship match. Now, we love Stephanie on this side, but I also have one of Stephanie's biggest fans right here on the pod. So, Mike, I'm gonna just let you cook, bro. ISO.
All
talk
right.
about your girl
So
Jada Parker first, Mike.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that on the podcast. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. So obviously the four women in that match, incredible at what they do. It's I'll say that plain and simple. Obviously, some are going to be better than others at different aspects of either in the ring, on the mic, anything like that. But if we're just talking about Stephanie for a second here, we got to give her flowers. She worked, what was it, two matches, three matches over that weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Three.
That's, I mean, you could on Raw, you could kind of see it. She seemed a little tired, if I'm being honest, but like fair enough. You
Workhorse.
you're going up against the best opponents the company has to offer from an NXT perspective, of course, and then obviously we'll get to Raw. You got her going up against Io Sky. It wasn't too long the match,
It was like a 10-minute
but
match.
yeah, but in that 10 minutes, I would have taken a full match of that over probably 50% of the Mania card. If I'm being completely honest with you, if they would have fleshed that out, I think that could have been a match of the year contender.
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
think
I'm
it
not
will
mad
be.
at
I just don't think it's I just don't think it's time yet. But I think they will
Yeah,
have their moment.
it was definitely one of those things. They wanted to tease the fans with it, kind of
Exactly.
thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that match will happen at a Mania, I believe. And Andre, you know how I feel. I think it should main event. Truthfully, I think that could be
Oh,
the best
absolutely.
match of all time. I really
Oh
do.
no.
The problem I think, and I've had multiple conversations about this, but I think the problem is, and I'm going to speed it up, but I
Mhm.
think the problem is that when you build it, at some point they both got to be on the mic at the same time,
Yeah,
and it's kind
but
of like
I don't know
I mean, that's
I
the
don't
only
think
thing.
I don't think they're terrible on the mic, but it's just one of those things you have to think about when you're building it. It's like at
Mm.
some point there has to be something there, but they could really just be all hoops.
I
And
mean,
the
yeah,
thing is that
like we
like,
literally saw.
sorry,
Well,
yeah,
you want to go
because the
ahead?
thing is that like, yeah. The thing is that the only reason that's stopping Stephanie from being on the main roster, and she said this in interviews, is the fact that she wants her English to get better. So hopefully by the time that that happens, like she'll be good. And also, I'm so sorry. Anyone that says that EO's English isn't all that great, cool, whatever. Y'all either have just one, never been around immigrants, so that's giving a little xenophobic. It, personally, and also y'all like let's think about it. There, oh my God. Like Mike said, go to West Baltimore. I understand EO better than half the people in Gotham City right now. I mean Baltimore. My bad.
Gotham City's wicked. Oh my
Gotham City's
goodness.
crazy. No, but I feel your sentiment, and I don't. Mike knows we've talked about EO on our platform. I'm head over heels for EO. Like, but
Yeah,
it's just it's one of those things where when you look at it from a casual wrestler slash business perspective, that's just one of those things that I think factors into it. I don't think that it's a knock on them as wrestlers. No, I don't care. But it's just one
I
of those
got
things you
you.
think about when you're like building to Mania, because
That's fair. That's
you
fair.
know how American crowds be. What?
Hmm.
What?
What? And it just gets
Oh
Like,
to a
my
point.
God. By the way,
I will
that one
say,
chant is got to be one of the worst things to hit wrestling.
Yeah,
But go
shout out
ahead.
your boy though, right, Mike? Shout out your boy though, right?
no, because it works when Stone Cold does it because he feeds into it. Like they just
Yeah.
randomly do it. Like when they were doing it on that one Jay promo a few weeks ago, when he was like trying to undress Gunther, he had to like tell him to like chill out all the
Yeah,
time.
they put my brother in the hospital. Yee. All right,
Yeah,
bro.
it's like, what are
No,
you
that was
doing?
insane.
It's
That was insane.
bro. And the worst part was is like he got everyone to calm down, and on the camera you could hear one singular guy doing it. It
No,
was
for
just
real.
the one person. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, come on, read the
Bro
room.
just, bro just want to be an asshole.
Yeah, but no, but just saying with that Stephanie and EO match, we kind of saw it on Monday. They don't even really need to talk, or at least have like complete fluidity with their promos because they're so over. I don't even think it really needs to be a matter of like heel and a face. It could just be a who's better kind of thing.
All right. Yeah, that's
I'm here
fair.
for it.
All right, real quick. What did we think about the NXT Triple Threat, the men's match, Oba, Trick, and Javon? Personally, I think Javon was the MVP of that match, and
That's
we talked
fair.
about it a little bit
That's
before.
fair.
Real hoops, real grabs.
We'll get into the other two. I think it was one of three 5-star matches over that weekend
Mm.
that occurred.
Uh, yeah, I'll make mine quick. Uh, who's Oba losing the title to?
I think he's
I
going to
think
relinquish it. I don't think they're going to pin him, or it'll be like a fatal
Yeah,
4-way. Someone else gets pinned, kind of thing.
he can't he's untouchable right now. And on that same notion, how long is Trick going to be in NXT?
I think
And
he's
Javon
gonna
for
get.
that matter. I think Javon. I give Javon a little bit more grace because he's way younger. But like
Mm.
Javon's only been
when
there a
Trick
year.
is up to them, yeah, no,
It,
that's what I'm saying. And he's younger. That's all. Like I'm giving him grace. That's what I was saying. But Trick gotta.
unless Trick is debuting on SmackDown at the same time this year, he's been there too long, kind of thing. You could maybe push him a year, kind of thing, to just help bring up more talent, everything like that. But if he's there past next year's like post Mania shows, something's
Mhm.
wrong. That's a big problem.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I would have Trick pull up in a black hood, fuck up Melo's next match, run back Trick Melo feud, run back Trick Melo feud on the main roster.
Nah,
It's too early. I feel
it's
like
way too early,
it
especially
need
because
it,
Carmelo doesn't have any footing right now.
yeah, it
So
needs to make
we gotta give
sense.
him something
Hmm.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Either
because I feel
that
like the
or
stories
when
are. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say either that or whenever Melo ends up slamming out the Miz, because I could see that happening. It's
Mm.
gonna be Melo. It's gonna be Trick that helps, especially now with the comparisons of Javon saying that Trick is becoming more like Melo than he would like to believe.
Yeah, and when I say this, I'm not saying Melo has to win this feud or the title. I would love to see a Melo and Jacob Fatu match. I think they could burn the house down and just give like the fans more of Melo, like in ring kind of thing. One on
Yeah,
one, they could put on a classic.
that I think that could go crazy. I overall I thought that this match was insane. Shout out Dallas Irvin, the ref, because when Ova was trying to pull him out the ring, and Dallas damn near kicked Ova in the head. One of the funniest moments of the show. That
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that was
I
hilarious. That
he
was
kicked Oba
crazy.
off him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
that
got to
was
be the
funny.
strongest ref in wrestling history.
The refs
Absolutely.
are out here fighting back, man. I feel it.
Mhm. Who would have
But
thought?
real quick, any last minute thoughts on Stand and Deliver?
Great show. Great, I mean, great way
Yeah,
to lead into the
real
weekend.
hoops.
Yeah,
No, for real.
100%.
We gonna talk about the rest of the weekend real quick, folks. But first, like always, you know how it is. We gotta pay bills on this side, so I'm gonna talk to y'all. Lil peace.
What do you mean Stephanie Valquer is overrated? And cut, cut, cut.
When I speak, it's like must to release me. Check it out, that ain't real thing. If every
All right, everybody, we paid the light bill, so we back. And let's get to the main meat. We know why y'all here.
Main meat. Hey,
WrestleMania.
yo.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Shout out Big E. Anyway, uh, WrestleMania 41 took place in Sin City. 2 nights of chaos, craziness, and of course, like Michael said, big meaty men slapping meat, and some women too. But with that being said,
I don't know if you can get away with saying women slapping meat. I don't know if you can get away with that. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know. But look,
That sounds like jail time if I'm being honest.
oh Lord, look, somebody put some on my commissary. That's all I ask. Anyway, how do we want to do this? Do we want to do it night by night, or do we just want to talk about it as a whole?
Um,
Um, I would be open to talking about it as a whole, honestly, and just see
All right.
because
like
people was talking shit on Mania, bro. I'm like, not too much. Mike and I were talking about this before, like our pre-Mania pod, like our go home pod.
Uh-huh.
Um, 38, 39, and 40 were such a roller coaster that let it take a chill for a second. Like, not every
Yeah,
Mania is going to be 38, 39, 40 because it was a crazy run. But like this Mania was good for what it needed to accomplish.
yeah,
mm,
yeah,
It
yeah.
had a theme.
Like not
like
exactly. Not everything can be banger after banger after banger. Sometimes it's gotta be a little low. It's gotta be a little low, and we saw that. I think if we're talking about it as a whole, let me just say my biggest grievance.
oh no.
What did they do with my boy Alan Jones? What did they do? Look at what they are doing to my goat.
I don't know. That's father time though. It's so apparent that he is still incredible technically in the ring. He
Yeah,
doesn't need a world title anymore. Like if you're getting put over by AJ Styles, like you're being set up for greatness, I feel like.
yeah, and like not to, the thing is that like
It wasn't clean though.
it
That's what I
wasn't.
really
That's
liked.
the most important part,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
that is definitely the most
Yeah.
important part. Because Lord knows, if he had beat him clean, oh, I would have. Oh my
Ooh.
God, the wave of anger, I would have. There was already a giant wave of anger that I felt, but that way, that's some Noah's Ark needs to be ready type of wave of anger for me to.
Nothing puts more anger in me than watching Logan Paul sleep wrestlers, bro. That shit.
Oh my
When I
God,
saw when I saw Seth Rollins go the first time, I said, "Oh my God, Seth, no, get out."
no.
I'm just gonna say, this might be skipping forward a little bit. If you've seen any of the Put Over podcasts, we have a reoccurring segment, and I'm gonna kind of focus back in.
We're plugging the shit out of this pod today, man.
I'm so happy it's still Tiffy time. Charlotte's in the mud. In the
Oh
mud.
man,
It's over. It's over.
bro,
Give her the
the
speed
way,
championship and call it a day. She's done. It's
bro.
over.
Let me tell you something. So, oh my God, was I so relieved when that
I
match
started
ended?
running around the room, bro. I was ecstatic.
I took a breath of fresh air. I laid back. I just laid back on my bed. I said, "Thank goodness, bro."
I felt like Thanos at the end of Infinity War.
Shout out to
No.
Charlotte. Shout out to Charlotte though for like putting on a decent match though.
No, that was not her,
No,
bro. She
that was
was
not a decent.
sandbagging her.
Oh my
No,
God, that
no,
was not a decent match.
it was for saying it was a decent match. I'm not thanking Charlotte because of that. She was stiff
Rage
as all
Bane.
hell. Okay. Yeah,
Rage
I was gonna
Bane.
say.
Rage thing. No, that
I
was
will
not a.
say if
That was.
there was the
Oh my
one
God.
spot.
That's the clip farm right there, yo. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, the one
No.
spot where I think Charlotte was on the top rope and Tiffy pulled her down and she like landed on
Yeah.
her knee and she was like, wait. She got me there. I really thought she messed up her knee.
Oh,
I like
bro.
I
But here's
How
the.
was it? That would be so crazy if that was a shoot because then it's just
bro.
Tiff just stomping her knee in. I'm like, damn.
No, that's great selling. I will give her props for that.
Absolutely. But bro, one thing is that like, and I can give Charlotte her props when warranted, but this match was
No.
so drawn out, so slow. There were a couple botches here and there that I saw. Like, oh, I think there was like a missed suplex spot where I was like, oh, that wasn't how y'all intended. That wasn't how y'all did it in rehearsals. I could tell by the reactions
They
on y'all
didn't
faces.
rehearse.
No,
No, definitely not. You could see Charlotte calling the spots in the match, which is fine.
you can.
But
Like
Shout
we've
out
had
John
that
Cena.
happen before. No,
no,
if
Cena
you want to talk,
yells that shit, bro.
yeah, you want to
So,
talk about
hey, we
calling
getting ready to
spots.
go
Oh my
into
God.
the.
Oh
Hit me with
my
a crossroads.
God.
Hit me with a crossroads. Like
Cross-
kind of no, but we could move on from that match in a little bit. I will just say the only
Yeah,
thing that kind of redeems Charlotte and Tiffany for me is the fact it bled kayfabe and a shoot so well. Like at the
that is
beginning, it
true.
really looked like they were just scrapping at the very beginning, and then it kind of picked up and you got more into the traditional wrestling format.
I
Um,
think
That's how
that
that should have started,
this,
though.
but
yeah,
it's like that kind of match with being in Vegas, like playing the odds. No one really knew what we were gonna get out of that. Like it was between a 5-star classic or like another Charlotte and Nia Jax MMA match.
And it was in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like that's where it should have been.
Naya
Um,
pieced her shit up.
no,
that
for
was
real.
three
Nia was
three piece
knocking the
three
shit
piece
out
in the
of her.
soda, bro. Oh
She
my
No,
even
for
shook her
real.
head no at the beginning. She was like, Charlotte, don't do this. And she kept slapping her. She's I said, damn. Well,
yeah, and
Nia
she's
said,
had
"You don't
about
want to go
7
down
world
this
title
road."
reigns since.
Oh my
I just
God.
sneezed and Charlotte had another world title ring.
Basically, that's basically
Oh,
how it worked. What is she at?
That's-
15?
yeah, something like that. 14.
No,
She should
she's at like 17.
be
Okay,
at like less than half of
let's do
that.
this.
Wait, yeah, we back to the research, man.
No, for real. Because I'm like, we're not just gonna let this like.
It might
She's
be
a 17
15.
time champion,
I knew it.
but
Shout out
Wait, so
John
oh
Cena.
she is 17-time champion,
yeah,
and they did
according to
make that
Google,
into a whole angle with like Ric Flair 16. What are we doing?
No, they did. They did. It was just
I
then
don't remember
the
that at all.
exactly.
then the potentially real life beef started to be the whole driving force of this match. Um,
Yeah, I mean that was definitely one of a few matches I think people were really on the fence about. We could talk about Jay Gunther. It's another one. People a very
heard,
polarizing match.
It was better
I,
than what people thought it was going to be.
I agree. I
absolutely.
agree.
Way
If
better.
I heard Uso splash for the finish, I would have been like, all right, Brett, how are we doing it? But the submission, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it
Now
either.
that lets us know only him and Ilya have ever been able to make Gunther tap out. And I ain't gonna
And people
lie, that's
hate
a
that
fire
now. People
two.
hate that now. It's so funny. People hate that Jay's on that list. It's so funny.
That's just the
Hey,
IWC, bro. Grow a set.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. That's what I
what are
said.
you complaining about?
Fuck 'em.
Because the
Absolutely
IWC, but keep
welcome.
in mind, the IWC, the same people going.
Osprey,
Why?
Osprey,
Why isn't
Osprey.
Jay getting pushed? Jay should be getting pushed. Why isn't Jay getting pushed? He gets pushed. Why are they pushing Jay? Shut up.
Like
No, for real.
I will say the IWC, they hate on Jay for saying yeet all the time when Will Ospreay can't cut a promo without saying bruv. If we want to talk about it, we could talk about it. He's
not
good
too
in the
much.
ring if you like
I was gonna
gymnastics
say
classes.
not too much. Wow, that's crazy. Not too much on the Billy Goat. Not too much. He
The
currently
who?
might have that's the Billy Goat. That's what
A
he called
trash
himself.
ass nickname.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah. He Will Ospreay might have a
I've
match of
never
the year
watched a Will
contender.
Ospreay match.
Oh,
I only watched
I watched him and Brian Danielson.
I only watch the
mm.
clips, and it's always him doing like 3 flips in a row, getting hit with a finisher, kicking out, smacking somebody in the back of the head, and then winning the match.
Okay. You just saw the Ricochet match. I'm not. You can say it, but
I don't remember who he was fighting. That's the
It's
problem. I just saw the clip on Twitter. I watched it, and I was like,
one of these days, one of these days, I'm gonna invite you boys back on again. When we get the full cast together, I'm gonna invite you boys back on again. We
"We're
gonna
not
have a
watching a
real
Will Ospreay
conversation about
match."
Osprey.
Oh, I thought you were
okay.
gonna make. I said,
What
"We're not watching a Will
I'll
Ospreay
do that.
match."
I'll sit through an Osprey match, but you have to do a shot every time he does some kind of flippy move.
He's trying to get you out of there.
Brother, I've never
He's trying to
drank
get you
once
out
in
of
my
there.
life, and you were trying to get me drunk.
No,
He's trying
I didn't know.
He's trying to get you out of there.
I didn't know. I'm just saying you're doing at least
Oh no,
25 shots.
oh absolutely. You're trying to get me hammered.
2,500.
You're trying to.
2,500. Yeah.
Oh, if I said what I was about to say, we would need to bleep that. But anyway,
Wait. Say it. We can bleep it. We can bleep it.
Said we're not editing.
Yeah, right?
I was gonna say you trying to get me Bill Cosby drunk. That's a different level.
Hey, man. That's him.
I'm not gonna lie. When I said this, I'm not gonna lie. When I said this to Rick, I might tell him to keep that in. But also, let me think of my career. Oh,
That's why I just put my head down. I said, I can't respond to that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
They're gonna do me like they did. Cut this out. They're gonna do me like they did. What's her face? What's her face? I can't even remember her name. She's in TNA now. Tessa Blanchard.
Oh
oh,
my
oh my
god.
God! No, fuck Tessa Blanchard for so many reasons. Anyway,
Tessa, we coming
um,
for you.
That's still like one of my favorite
Cut
chants.
that out. Cut that out.
The fact they did that chant to her is one of my favorite things, dude. I loved that. Every second of that.
oh my fuck! Speaking of TNA, let's just use this as a perfect segue. So
Nice.
Randy Orton issued his open challenge, and who else answers other than Joe Hendry?
Say his name, bro.
And
Honestly, I was
Theo,
thoroughly surprised because we had guessed Rusev, so I was
Mm.
thoroughly surprised.
yeah, I
It was
guess
a
so
great
too.
match. I had so
It,
much fun watching that. He's chronically online. He has to be.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
It's
for him to do the little turn thing, that was
the
crazy.
yeah. That was nice. I mean, I think that segment was everything it needed to be. Like it's no one
Yeah.
expected Joe Hendry to go out there and they have a 20-minute barn burner match or anything like that. It solidified the TNA champion. What more could you really want? But it is really weird seeing a TNA champion on a WrestleMania stage.
Crazy.
I
Holding
think,
up the belt, just
Yeah,
chilling.
yeah,
it's like I'm thinking WWE might buy TNA at some point
same.
off that because that's such a huge opportunity. What could TNA really do that's of equal
Hardy's gonna have to
reprimand?
leave again.
The
Yeah,
Hardys have been out the door. The Hardys we knew were coming out the door once they signed the partnership.
I was like, yeah, it's about up. They if they would have went back, they would have went back.
put put them in the Raw tag team division. Oh my gosh, they
We're
could still
going out.
hoop.
And they can
Oh,
still
they can
hoop.
definitely
I'm
still
not
hoop.
worried about them hooping. I'm worried about them.
I'm
Well,
worried
I'm not
about
worried about them. I'm worried about we know who we're worried about, bro.
I'm
Let's
worried
just be
about
real.
everybody else being able to keep up.
I'm worried about Jeff, bro. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh,
I'm just gonna. His track
oh,
record is bad, and like I
I
understand
don't
he's getting better, and
know.
I'm rooting for Jeff. Jeff's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But when you have to have a conversation about the Hardy Boys having any sort of run in any like promotion, that has to be a talking point. It's kind of like who's that like?
You
Let's
could
say.
you could throw them like CM Punk schedule though. Like I'm not saying have Jeff wrestle every Raw or and then like
Oh,
pay-per-views kind of thing. It's like you like they don't even need to be like on the road like that. I'm cool with them showing up 3 times a month, maybe kind of
yeah.
thing. It's like they just it's one of the things that's like Roman. If you just keep them around forever, they're gonna get complacent with it. It's like the Hardy Boys.
And now,
It's
and
like
now they're complaining Roman doesn't show up enough.
Actually, the thing is that I, hmm. actually the thing is that I think that one of the things that's keeping Jeff like stable right now, from everything I've heard in interviews, is the fact that he's been booked damn near all. He's been booked relatively well during this current TNA run. Like the Hardys are kind of like, mind you, I'm not the most active with TNA, but they show up relatively frequently. So I think
hmm.
that the fact that they're able to do that is one of the things that's kind of keeping like both of them balanced. And obviously, who am I? Who are we to talk on another man's sobriety who can't tell us from a can of paint? But
Honestly, facts. Honestly, that's a great point.
but
I
Andre's
can't lie.
100% right that when you talk about any main roster run, that does have to be a factor.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like talking about Joel Embiid. I mean, he's cool. How healthy is he really gonna be? You know,
I, s- I'm not trying to sidebar it, but the fact he got the MVP over Jokic makes me sick.
Oh my
let's
God.
get out of here, bro. Next.
Carry
Next,
on,
next one.
carry on,
All
carry on.
right. So just to talk about just to kind of delve into a little bit. The New Days and the War Raiders, we talked about it. It was kind of an underwhelming match. I don't like the finish, but at least
Skip,
the
skip.
as, all I'm saying is, I just so we touch on everything. At least the New Day got the belts.
Thank God for
I'm
the New
happy
Day.
about
Yes,
that.
yes,
Thank God
yes,
for the New
yes.
Day. So a heel, because the first after the heel turn, the New Day had kind of lost momentum for a little bit just because they weren't being booked properly. But now I want them defending actively. Like let's really see them go. Um.
So
This
my
might be
issue with
Kofi's
that.
last run, probably.
Oh, you think so?
Oh,
I think
Because
maybe.
because I remember listening to this crazy pool, by the way. I remember listening to Table for Three when I got the WWE Network, and the New Day had an episode on it, and Kofi was basically like, yeah, once this New Day stuff is over, I'm done. Like, there's nothing really left for me to do.
that's
Fair,
fair.
fair.
And besides,
So
Kofi is
I
getting a
think
little
this
up
might
there.
be a if Mystic Andre had to predict, it's probably going to be a New Day title run. They lose their titles. Xavier turns on Kofi. They have their feud, have their match. Xavier gets put over. Kofi's gone.
Bro. Andre over here turned into Miss Cleo.
Come on, man. Where's my crystal ball? Stop playing.
Mm, call me
I mean,
now.
that'd be fire. I'd like that.
Yeah, that's not a bad play at all. But the biggest thing, God, I think the biggest thing I wanted them like if this really is the last New Day run, all the real hooping like tag teams, come on, bro, bring MCMG. We talked about Fraxium earlier. They gotta go against Fraxium. If if we
That's why
all,
I'm excited for Survivor Series.
If they can make me
yeah,
care about the match, I don't care who they put them up against. But you gotta make me care about the match, man.
100%.
that's fair.
100%.
That's fair. We have a new U.S. champion, Jacob Fatu, defeated
Yada
LA Knight
me.
and Yadadami. And I ain't gonna lie, let Jacob have a year-long reign. I don't care. Let him hold the belt for a little minute.
I'm sick of year-long reigns. I got to be honest, especially on a mid-card belt. I mean, Gunther, it made sense with the Intercontinental belt, but
Mhm.
another year-long reign.
I'm only saying this because of the fact of if they can build him to be the monster that they are trying to build him to, he needs to constantly defend over time. So
I agree. I agree.
I think that's the way that they can separate it from Gunther because Gunther's heavyweight run, we can all agree was underwhelming, but it is literally just a matter of fact of how he was being booked. They didn't really make Gunther seem like a real like monster like that with the heavyweight title until it came down for him to get ready to lose it.
Yeah, I
So
Yeah,
think the way I'll put it is like I think that's one of those occasions where long-term booking kind of fucks up WWE sometimes
yeah,
because you
I'm
use
not mad at that.
long-term booking for every single wrestler you want on the Mania card, which and then by default you're giving away random you're or not giving away, but you're taking chances away for a random like CM Punk Gunther match, like a
Yeah,
random. CM or not CM Punk, Gunther, pick a wrestler. Like you know what I'm saying?
The
Like if
AJ
you want
Styles
to
Gunther match should not have been a dark match. That should have been on TV. My bad. Go ahead. But
exactly,
yeah,
it's those. But when you have these long-term WrestleMania plans, it's like, damn, we can't even risk throwing that match out there. Because it's like
yeah,
back in the day, and I'm not hyping the man who used to be in the high chair up, but back in the day on a random Raw or SmackDown, you would get Randy Orton versus John Cena, main event of Raw.
So I do gotta say that would be so much different now. I think in like 10 years we'll be looking back and we'll be saying, "Oh, you had Seth Rollins versus Braun
Oh, CM
Breaker."
Punk or CM Punk like in a cage match. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah,
there are
yeah,
those, but I'm just talking about in terms of his title run.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I think in like looking back, some main events are going to be a lot bigger than they are. But like if you go to like 1998, you had like a Stone Cold and like Undertaker match per se. It's I think we look at it a lot higher now than they were at the time. Granted, it was still like a big deal, but like looking
Yeah.
back, like you get that on free TV,
yeah. That's fair.
like yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Well, six
Uh,
ninety nine TV now. Shout out Netflix and give us a
yeah.
sponsorship, man.
Not for real. We need a bag. We need a bag. I'm trying to think. Oh, should we talk about the Lyra match?
No,
Shout out to the Bird
I love
lady.
Becky. I love Becky, but we don't need to talk about
We don't need to
We'll
talk
talk
about it.
about the Raw match instead.
that.
That's fair.
Just
That's fair.
same,
Okay.
same shit.
Uh oh, how have we skipped over this? Um. Oh wait. Yeah, let's talk about this because I think honestly I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love my goat, as you can see, I love I love the fact that we got 17. Not the best main event that happened this weekend.
That might be
he
one
t-
of the
he he
worst main
told y'all what was
events.
gonna happen.
Yep.
Everybody's
That
mad
is the
because they weren't
only
listening.
Yep.
He
Yep.
that is the
said he
only
wasn't
reason
gonna
I'm
wrestle
fine
for
with it.
real.
That
Because
is
you know
literally the
how
only
Randy Orton
reason I'm
John
fine
Cena is
with
gonna
it.
end, right? You know how Randy Orton John, and I'm skipping way ahead, but you know how that's gonna end, right?
Same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be remember when Randy and John were fighting like a
He's gonna
decade ago or
slap the
two?
ref.
He's gonna slap the ref. That's what's gonna happen. I
Full
Oh
circle.
guarantee it.
shit.
I guarantee it. I can't wait. Because then the internet again will be like, John Cena's not delivering on his last title run. Y'all aren't listening.
He told you. He told you
Ooh,
word for word, bar for bar, how it's gonna go.
that'd be clean. No, how do you guys feel about The Rock not showing up though?
I I saw the
Um,
interview The Rock had too. It was so nasty.
It's
it
trash.
confirmed everything that we already knew. And to be honest, since Andre was talking about the interview, I'm not gonna lie. WWE needs to stop pulling back the curtain on certain things. Like this
Mm-hmm.
new Netflix show that they're doing, it's a wild tangent. Stop. What are we doing? The minute I heard Michael Cole say writer's room, I was like, what? How the fuck did we get here?
So I'm fine with that. If it's like the writer room from like WrestleMania 40, like that build up, I would love to see that. But if it's current, like live, you you
It,
can't do what's that's
they're
like
looking
I
you
on
can't
it.
spoil the show.
If they're doing it, I know it's not because of certain things. But if they were doing it that early, I would just say, bro, can I just get the writers' room from like 2018? Like, granted, that's a terrible year to pick, and all in
yes.
hindsight. But like, I don't want a year. I don't even want a year close to what's going on now because I don't want to know. Like, no,
Yeah.
I just want to see what you put out there. I don't want to see how you come up with it. If I
Also, the
wanted to
thing
do
is that
that, I'd just become a wrestler.
yeah, and the thing is that like we already have documentaries damn near every year about all this stuff that's happening. Like there's a WrestleMania 40 documentary that dropped like maybe a couple months back. It's a great documentary.
I'm, saying-
Go watch,
Mm.
I'm saying I
go
don't want to see
watch
that.
that.
It's
Like you don't.
I think the IWC is gonna hate that because say it's like 2018 and they're talking about possible WrestleMania matches, they're gonna pitch a match that didn't get made. People are gonna flip out
Oh
on
yeah,
them for that. Like
yeah.
They
anything,
had the Shield triple threat up on the board.
yeah, right, yeah. It's like no, like oh, it's
No,
I just don't see any good that comes out of that.
Yeah.
yeah. But getting back to on track to Mania, what are some of the other matches that? Oh wait, I'm so mad that we didn't talk
Oh,
about this.
hang on, wait, real quick. Let me say something about The Rock real quick. So
Go ahead.
he came back at Bad Blood made it all about him. And there was another show he came back, he made it all about him. Which one was
Yep.
that again?
The random SmackDown.
Yeah, the random SmackDown. So you're gonna make it all about you. Like you're doing the whole count on your fingers, everything like that, and you're making yourself seem like you're gonna have this prominent role in this story. And then the Super Bowl of wrestling shows up, and you have Travis Scott. I like Travis Scott, but you have Travis Scott, someone who has no correlation with wrestling. Granted, he was there for the heel turn. Why would The Rock not show up for that? That it just does not make sense to me. If you're gonna make it all about you, you need to follow through.
Like you're supposed to be the final boss. Like show up, bro.
Exactly. It's I saw the one sign on Raw. It said Rocky show up to work. It's like, yeah, like what are you here? Like, it's commit all the way or don't show up at all.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I
So
felt
this is a dumb
before the
question to
heel
ask,
turn.
but you were saying what?
I said that's kind of how I felt before the heel turn with Cena, because we were just getting sporadic appearances or whatever. But now it's kind of looks like we're getting a semi-consistent reign. Obviously, now that he's got 17 a little bit. But the only
Mm,
difference is that, and it's, again, I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit. These are appearances, not
mm.
matches. These are appearances, which I think is going to be a huge factor into his character arc moving forward. But
John
what were you
Cena's
going to
not
say,
wrestling
Andre?
anymore, bro. Y'all tripping. John Cena's not wrestling anymore. He's hoeing every one of your favorite wrestlers, and I can't wait to watch the joy leave your eyes as your
I,
favorite wrestler gets hoed. It's gonna be
I
so
will.
fun.
I'm just gonna throw this out with John Cena real quick. The fact that we're not gonna get to see a pre-injury Kevin Owens versus a heel Cena makes me sick.
Mm, mm.
That makes me
Don't
sick, man,
remind me.
bro.
Don't remind
That
me.
that whole promo, it's gonna be like what Punk and Cena is, but it could
Yeah.
have just been on a much more twisted level. And the fact, like, obviously, if we would have gotten Bray and Cena now,
Oh my goodness. Bray and Cena now would cook with Bray. John, man, I told you. This was
yeah,
the real you all
Yeah.
along, man. Like, all right, bro.
Bray would have
yeah.
essentially been his carrying cross.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
because Bray's you were carrying across his character is just
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would say yes just for the John Cena feud because Bray wasn't always like trying to convince people. I don't know. He kind of was thinking
yeah,
about it
because
now.
the Firefly
Daniel
Funhouse match
Daniel Bryan as well. He convinced him as well.
and
Randy
Randy Orton,
Orton. Yeah.
I love how Mike was like,
almost
I
Xavier
don't know
Woods.
about that. Actually, wait, I do kind of know about
Yeah,
that.
sometimes I'll just say something and I'll like really start thinking and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's not true.
But no. Oh man.
Shout out to
Overall,
Y6, man.
bro, bring them back on TV. Bring them back on TV. Bring
They're
Alexa
coming
Bliss
back
as the
on
leader.
Friday. Oh, they're coming back on Friday. It's okay. Bo Dallas got cleared from injury. He's fine.
Oh boy, I
I
can't
hope.
wait to watch them
Look,
beat up Ray Phoenix. Oh boy.
It's not.
hey,
No, it
hey,
wouldn't be right. That doesn't even make sense. They got to beat
my
up
man
somebody
Ray.
that like betrayed
What
somebody.
have they done that makes sense though, besides the debut? That's what I'm
Chad
saying.
Gable makes sense. Chad Gable makes sense. The Miz makes sense. Chad Gable turned on Alpha Academy. The Miz turned on R-Truth. I didn't.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think there are a
I
lot. I
just
think there are a lot more people they could go after personally, because we had the conversation way back. Like there's a
What if they
list of wrestlers you could honestly attack for their past sins, I guess.
beat up
hmm.
Naomi for turning on Jade?
What do you mean they? What do you mean?
I was gonna
What
say
if
that's such a slippery slope because there's only one woman in the group.
so, my bad. What
I
if
think
That's
Alexa and Nikki
crazy.
Cross? What
I'm
if
gonna.
Alexa and, what if Alexa and Nikki Cross start jumping her?
And you was talking about
That's what it
Mike
should have
earlier.
been.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna do some long term booking. I think for SummerSlam it's gonna be Uncle Howdy and Sami Zayn because I think Sami Zayn's gonna turn on Jay.
I can see that.
I really think that I saw that look. I'm pretty sure you guys saw it
Yeah,
too.
yeah, dude.
We're
Definitely
gonna get
saw it,
Sammy J. It's gonna be Sammy J at Backlash.
Man, it's gonna break my
bro.
heart watching that.
Because guess
Yeah,
what? Jimmy Uso is gonna get slimed out every single time. Every single time.
Jimmy
Every
deserves
single time that
better.
every single time they need Jay to box, they go after Jimmy. That's so crazy to me. Just who? Lock in, Jay. Why do always take your brother getting mangled in front of you? it it took Roman Reigns breaking your brother's knee in half, and it took Gunther bathing in your brother's blood for you to hoop. I don't know, man. I don't know how many times I could do that.
For real. This has kind of gotten all over the place, but yeah. Um, oh my God. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Because, bro, Jimmy deserves so much better. At this point,
Man.
oh, I will say this real quick since we're still somewhat talking about Mania. Um, the amount of time that they gave to Tiffy and Charlotte, that should have been for Naomi and Jade. I'm not gonna let us talk about Mania without talking about that
No,
Naomi and Jade match.
no, absolutely not. No, not you don't not for a world title match, bro. I feel like this is gonna get spun into something it's not, but not for a
No,
world
you're
title.
good. I'm on your
Oh
side.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no.
Naomi and Jade.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go the white man going against black woman angle. No,
Ah,
because
yeah,
I can
yeah, there we
understand.
go. Yeah.
No,
I'm
I
not
was
gonna do
on
it.
your side. You ain't even had to worry about that. I'm not gonna lie, because no, it needed the time actually.
It's I think
Because if you had it even less time,
I
we
think
don't even care about that match at WrestleMania.
Jade and Naomi should have gone 10 more minutes. I just don't think that's the match you should have taken it away from.
Oh, you mean match time? I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about I thought you were talking about
Placement on
like
the card?
time they spent invested into the story itself.
Oh
Oh, oh,
That's what
oh.
I thought you meant. I was like, yeah, no.
I meant match time.
Yeah.
No. I don't know if I trust Jade in a long match yet.
I mean, they were starting to cook at the end for sure. It was picking up, but it's like
Yeah.
what Andre's saying. It's not yet. Not yet.
Okay,
It's
I
like
get that. That's because I get that because she's still green and like this is like what her third year, fourth year wrestling.
yeah, I mean Jade, I'm not comparing them. I'm like just hear me out with this. It's she's almost kind of
Mhm.
like Goldberg is she doesn't need to have the super long. I'm not saying she can't wrestle. I'm just saying
Okay.
she's such a superpower and
Flip it.
she's booked as such. It makes more sense for her to have like a shorter match where she wins
Mhm.
at the end than like a longer match and have someone like contest with her. Unless it's going to be like a
Gotcha.
Bianca Belair, a Rhea Ripley, like a powerhouse.
Hey, throw
Okay.
Bailey's name in that low key.
No,
I can
absolutely
kind of,
not. Absolutely not.
So
brother.
you
I
got
love
throw Bailey's name in there.
love Bailey to death.
Put a
I don't
picture
know
of
about
them
that.
side by side and tell me that wouldn't be damn near a squash match. Come on,
I
Andre.
trust Bailey to wrestle a long match
Yeah,
with Jade more than any
Yeah,
of the
'cause
others.
I would trust Bianca to wrestle a long match with Jade.
I don't know. To me,
I
it's
trust
about pay. To
Bianca.
me, it's
Yeah,
about to me, it's about pacing. Though I think Bianca's too fluid. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but like when I watch
A little
Bianca
bit.
wrestle, like you can clearly see she's a natural, and sometimes it's hard. It's kind of like the conversation of when you are naturally gifted at something, it's hard to teach that to somebody else, as opposed to someone who has like worked and crafted. I'm not saying Bianca Belair hasn't crafted, but also she's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Um, but like someone who actually like had to get in the trenches and really learn how to do it to show somebody else and to walk through that with somebody else. Like that's why AJ is a wrestler that everybody's like, oh, you need a first safe match. We're gonna put you with AJ. We're gonna put you with Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? Like Bailey's one of those types of wrestlers.
Dolph Ziggler was that person too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Uh, oh my God.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Hurricane.
yeah. Shout out. Shout out. Bro,
I don't know why that was.
that was so random. But my whole reason for saying that was just like, I think in my opinion, they had the best story going into Mania, or one of the best, obviously, aside from the whole 10-year build that we had for the night
Okay,
one main
okay.
event. I was about to say, brother, I love Jay and
I was
Naomi.
about
I'm
to
not
say,
that delusional.
I was gonna say that's crazy. I don't know. I really liked Io, Rhea, and Bianca's. I like their build a lot more than I think
You
a lot
like
of other
seeing
people
Io
did.
get slimed out for 3 weeks? You
Well,
like
hey, she got her lick back. Don't do that.
yeah, I was gonna say in hindsight, you got to look at it the full picture. It's like it all made sense looking back. You're
that's
gonna
fair.
undermine the champion. You're not touching that belt. That's simple.
I
I
think the only
did.
thing I can say is that like at least like once the writing was low key on the wall for the EO match because of the fact, which by the way, incredible match. I know we haven't touched on it much, but that
Oh my gosh.
if if we're talking about 5-star matches that happened this weekend, that's one of mine.
That's one of we have two we've talked about now, and then
I wasn't
Okay.
even surprised. I was like, these are
I wasn't
hoopers.
either. I wasn't
Yeah.
surprised, but it's still at the same time it was so much better than I thought it was going to be great, and it was still exceeded my expectations.
Same.
Yeah, it was. It's I forget who I saw talking about it. They talked about the trope of triple threat matches where it's kind of just like three people, one gets taken out, it's a one-on-one match, and then one gets taken out, one-on-one match. It wasn't like that at all for that triple threat. It was full throttle. They were all involved in everything, kind of thing.
But I don't want to kill the momentum, but something went down. I gotta go fix it. So I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Andre's
Oh.
quitting the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, he
all
lost
right.
out.
I catch y'all, bro. I catch y'all.
All right, no, you good. You good.
Peace.
All right, see you, bro.
See ya.
All right, bet. All right, bet. All right, bet.
All right. Real quick.
So where we go from here?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now because there are a couple things we can do right now. We can either spend a couple more talking about just the rest of Mania, and we can kind of end
Mhm.
off on that, or do we want to bleed into, the Raw after Mania because we are recording this on the Wednesday after.
So let's talk about the main event of night one. Then we can go right there because we already touched night two.
Yeah.
So I'll say when we were talking about takeover and everything like that, I said there were 3 5-star matches: the Obafemi match, the Raw Women's Title match, and this match. Perfection in every single way. It's there. Like the storytelling was great, the match was great, the ending was great. It was. I think a lot more people would be talking higher on this WrestleMania if you switch the main events, but obviously you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, because you're not gonna have it's Cena, and it's his last Mania, so of course it had to end night two. But no, I completely agree. I think overall it was arguably probably my favorite match that went on this whole weekend. I have never been well, not let me not say never. I've been shocked more in wrestling, but when we saw Paul Heyman give out the low blows, oh,
Man,
my heart broke. This is really because not only is this the end of so many things and the start of something new, can we officially say that this is the end of the Bloodline story?
I think you have to at this point. Obviously, members of the bloodline are still moseying around, everything like that. But in terms of as a whole, I don't see the Usos going back to Roman. Solo, obviously not. And then Jacob, Tama, and Tonga never really were part of the main focal bloodline.
Yeah, and apparently Tama Tonga's possibly out on injury. So hey,
I did see that. I mean, it sucks. Hopefully, he gets better soon. But I mean, I feel like now we got to go right into Raw, because I feel like you can't talk about the ending without the extension kind of thing.
Absolutely. But first things first, just like that, we got to pay some bills.
Let's get the money. Let's get the money.
All right. Bills are paid. They ain't shut the lights off on us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is all done like PBS through viewers like you. But with that being said, let's jump right into the Raw after Mania, man. Because like I said, we are recording this on the Wednesday after Mania. So there's a lot to talk about, Brody.
A lot.
All right. So first off, the show opens and they just start. They get right to it with the new women's tag titles and the new women's tag champions, Becky Lynch. We got 2-belt Lyra Valkyria going up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez trying to get their titles back. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed in the outcome, but I understand why they did it. I understand.
I hear exactly what you're saying. I think if we really want to put it into perspective, I really haven't cared for the women's tag titles this much since Liv and Raquel have had them because they go out of their way. They have their whole stick. It makes them prominent, everything
Hmm.
like that. So I get putting it back on them. And then they went to NXT the following day and defended them.
Yeah,
Um,
which I think is a big reason why that they put the belts back on Liv and Raquel is because they're workhorses and they're willing to jump between any brand. Also, the fact that it was Liv's first NXT appearance since 2017, I thought that was a cool little fun fact.
yeah, I mean that's really sick. I mean the fact that Liv and Raquel wrestled 3 matches 3 days in a row
Yeah, they're
on
workhorses
TV.
for real. Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
it's. I always say Liv doesn't get her proper flowers. Raquel doesn't either.
No,
Truth be
not at
told,
all.
I mean it's crazy. But sticking with the women's division, you know how I feel about this. We were talking about it. Io Sky and Stephanie
Yeah,
Vaquer.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Talk about it. I'm about to get into
Probably
my
about
little Booker T.
yeah, right. Uh, I mean, you said it best. It's probably 10-ish minutes, maybe give or
Yeah,
take. But it's hard to watch the two of them in that ring and not get somewhat invested, even if you don't watch NXT like that because it's just a good match, plain
yeah.
and
Like
simple.
it's just real hoops. Like it's real hoops going crazy. And then even with everything going on, I think it was a great way to tease what's going on in NXT right now because we saw Julia pop up, we saw Roxanne pop up. Which
Oh my
please
gosh!
at this
Oh my
point again,
gosh!
let's just make the call up official for Roxanne, bro. Just have her be on Raw. Um, and then yeah, man, like let's just we do Raw. I mean, and then Rhea came out. Not we do Raw, but Rhea came out and had this intense stare down with Julia.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I mean, I certainly don't think Rhea necessarily belonged in that segment. But at the same time, like it's I think she said something, it's like no one hurts Io but me kind of thing. That was like a cool little like, oh, you beat me, but like I'll still give you your respect, everything like that. And she said I'm still coming for that. Hopefully that's in months, months away.
I-
Have Io defended against someone fresh.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Um, with all this talk of Evolution coming back, I'm not gonna lie, that would be a great way to set it up.
I agree. I agree.
I think
But I don't know. I think that should be Rhea and Bianca.
Ooh,
You don't even need
I
a
wouldn't be mad
title
at
on
that
that.
either.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
that could just be the main event for real, for real.
I mean,
But
that's modern day Cena and Rock, popularity
yeah,
wise, at least.
yeah. Also, we completely fast forwarded through this, but the show actually opened up with John Cena, so I have to correct myself a little bit.
Mm,
John giving
yeah.
his first promo back. First of all, the fact that he wore Cactus Jacks is hilarious.
Hmm.
Uh,
Attention to detail, bro. I love that he did that.
yeah. And then he was just coming out here basically just doing the same thing he's been doing for the last couple promos. Not that it wasn't spectacular, but just coming out and talking to the audience, talking about, oh, this is such abuse realistic, this is so toxic. And he talked about what we touched on earlier. There's only like 27 dates left in his farewell tour.
It's crazy to think about. It really has flown by.
Yeah, because we were so like mad at him before the international tour not showing up for real during his retirement. But now he has incredibly, and it's insane. Hold on, give me like 2 seconds.
You good? What's up, podcast viewers? Whoever's editing this, hello. Um, I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna try to keep the damn. I'm gonna try to keep the people entertained. No, I'm not. I'm not. And the Capitals are losing. That's brilliant.
The Caps are losing, but we keep winning, and my house is not on fire. That's why I had to run off real quick. But anyway,
Look at
with
the
that being said,
positives. Look at the positives.
exactly. Look at the positives. Look at how we just come back with it. So, speaking of people who just came back, Rusev is back. Rusev Day, baby. I mean, you not excited? You not hyped?
No, like you could like. I mean, I'm excited for Rusev Day T-shirts. I'm not gonna buy one, but I mean, run that gimmick back. People love that. I don't know. I've
Absolutely.
just never had the same kind of appreciation towards Rusev as a lot of other people do.
I feel you. Then in that case, then let's get into one of my favorite parts of the episode for real. we got to see the OG bloodline just without Roman. Kind of all
Yeah,
celebrate Jay's
yeah.
victory.
I mean, no Solo either,
Yeah. But we knew that
but
wasn't happening. Uh,
it was really wholesome. But I forget when we touched on it a bit. Sammy had that look in his eye. I think he wants that title.
Same. I think he does too. And I'm not gonna lie, I think Sammy should definitely be Jay's first title defense.
So, do you think that's one of the things Sammy's going to turn heel, or do you think Sammy could
Yes,
just say,
I think Sammy's gonna turn heel because that man Karrion already been in his ear. They're doing the setup, bro. It's just enough time for the payoff.
that's going to be heartbreaking? It really it's I'm going to be so upset watching that. I think if anything, they should do it like. Do you remember how Cody and Kevin, like first it
Yeah,
was like a friendly match, and then Kevin got more and
yeah.
more like something like that. I think it can start as like a friendly kind of
Yeah, because
match, like
Cody and
for the
Kevin had
belt.
their first match at Bash, and that was just a hey, we just gonna do it for the love of the sport, and then it ended
Yeah.
up turning into what it turned into.
Hmm. Just something like that. I think it's like it doesn't. Granted, you could have Sammy turn heel. I mean, if you're doing it the way we just talked about, that's going to really happen anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's you could play that a lot of different ways. That's how I see it, really. But
I
match would
did not
cook.
know.
Match would cook.
I did not know that we were back to. I did not know that we were back to choking out commentary. I
I
like
don't
that kind of
know.
threw me for a loop.
I don't know what they're setting up with Gunther, but I'm all for
Same.
it right now. It's it's really just a matter of where does he go from here, though. I don't want to keep saying like if someone's kind of in a limbo state, like oh they could join the Seth Rollins faction. I think Gunther would kind of make sense though, because Seth's whole thing was talking about protecting the industry, and Gunther's whole thing is he protects the mat.
Yeah, it is. And so the fact that he's doing all these shady gimmicks is like, are they going against what the character and the brand that he's already set up?
Yeah, it's granted. I don't know how much sense having Braun and Gunther in the same faction would work out because they obviously have their history.
Yeah.
But I, I I have no idea. I know everyone's saying it's like they're gonna get one more person, but I don't know if I would. I feel like it could be a 4-man group. Paul Heyman really is. I'm not. I don't know how much of I'm counting him as like a member, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so he's just kind of there, like always in the manager perspective. But
Yeah,
since we're kind of jumping around here, there's definitely got to be one more member that's added, or maybe two, if you want to also attack the women's
I
division as
like.
well.
Yeah, like I want to see two. I want to see Becky and like Theory,
I
or
wouldn't mind
I
Becky in
think
theory.
Becky for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind
or
Becky in theory.
Becky Mello. Becky
Becky
Mello
Mello.
could cook.
I think whoever the young hotshot is, it's got to be either Theory or Mello
Mm,
for
yeah,
sure.
it's. I'd probably lean Mello. I mean, just like I mean, it wouldn't hurt to throw some diversity in there, and at the same time, Mello is if he doesn't main event of WrestleMania in the next 8 years,
Oh yeah,
I don't know what would have went wrong.
it's a complete fumble.
It's
But
him and Braun. I have no doubt. Well, they might have a trilogy of WrestleMania main events.
yeah, that's my only thing. Like, I think if Melo gets thrown into this faction, it's gonna set up the already established rivalry they have for the two of them going back to like their NXT days.
Hmm. Yeah, which I mean,
Um,
it could be cool, but I don't know if that's in a faction like this that's so fresh, so hot. If you already want to put tension on them.
yeah, like it's something that because eventually you have to pay that tension off, and depending on how long and how red hot this faction is, that could end up being a detriment to them.
Oh my
Um,
God, Capitals are winning. Sorry, that's
hallelujah,
crazy. Yeah.
hallelujah. But
Um.
speaking
Yeah.
as
I think.
oh, go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say. I think storyline purposes, Theory makes the most sense.
Yeah, and also I think momentum wise, he might need it the most.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, but speaking of some ongoing or possibly brewing rivalries, our new IC champion, Dominic Mysterio, I'm surprised that we didn't touch on that during our WrestleMania recap. had his first
Man,
defense against Penta. And first off, I am so happy for Dom, bro. Like, I don't care. He's a 20-year vet.
he's a hooper. He's
He is
really
a
a
hooper.
hooper.
He is a hooper. He is a 20-year vet, and he is a hooper. So I'm really happy that
But
was able to manifest for him because he was 0-3 at WrestleMania. Now he's 3-1. I mean 1-3. But
I mean, that pop,
yeah,
I think just turn him into a baby face at that point.
I think we're going to. I think at some point. And honestly, I think the best way to do it is that if whenever Ray's last run happens, bring back the Mysterios. I would like to see
You,
that.
I think whenever Ray officially retires, it has to be something with Dom. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's like
absolutely.
another match, if it's like Ray gets beat up and Dom comes and helps him or something like that.
Uh-huh. That's
Something like that. Some kind of closure on that story.
yeah, most definitely. But they kind of yeah, they had a really good match, man. And we saw JD come back. We saw really the best showing of the Judgment Day for weeks, maybe even months.
Hmm? Yeah.
'Cause they've been in disarray for the longest, which I think is really, really dope. And then we already touched on the new faction a little bit, but just to double back, because I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I want to make sure we hit like every little spot. When
Yeah.
Braun speared Roman, I have never jumped out of my seat more.
Bro. I was so hyped when it's because it's for as long as like because I'm not gonna sit here and say I've always been super tapped into NXT and everything like that. For as long as I've known Braun Breaker, I've seen all the chat. He's gonna be a Paul Heyman guy. He's gonna be a Paul Heyman guy. Not in a
Mm.
million years did I think that would have started on Monday.
Same, bro.
It
But
was such a monkey wrench in because WrestleMania happens, no one expects Paul and Seth to be buddy buddy. Then you
uh,
add Braun to the mix. Oh my goodness.
it's just a heater. It is, and that's why, just like we were saying, these guys are going to be red hot for a while. This faction,
Mhm.
I think, has staying power for real, for real.
Yeah, I saw people were kind of debating this and they were saying depending on how this faction goes, this could be what puts Roman or Seth over Roman all time. And
I'm not gonna
I'm like
lie,
I'm not mad at that
same. It definitely could.
because like it's from if you just like pinpoint like in ring, mic ability, everything like I think a lot of that would go to Seth, truthfully.
Yeah,
But I think Roman's just such a megastar at this point. It's like if you're talking money, it's Roman. If you're talking re- just wrestling, like I'm taking Seth every day of the week.
yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, another thing with Seth though, even with his entrance at Mania, do you think he's kind of falling back into the Messiah gimmick?
A little bit, yeah. It was definitely,
I was
especially
gonna
with
say
the
so.
flamethrower, it feels very Messiah-like.
Yeah, and then I saw the I don't know if you saw that video on Instagram of when they came back
Oh
after
yeah,
Braun got revealed.
put on your little Twik Talk or whatever.
He's saying I control everything, which
Yeah,
is I mean we don't know how true that is obviously because stuff's gonna unfold, but it's a very Messiah like way of Messiah like verbiage, I guess, kind of thing.
yeah. And, hey, I'm not gonna lie, that was a that was a pretty good gimmick. So I'm not gonna lie if he ended up leaning back into that angle. Like I wouldn't be mad because I think the cool thing about Seth is his way to be calm and collected. However, it'll certain people that can turn him into a complete anarchist, which I kind of like.
Mm, yeah, yeah, no, 100%. I think COVID was one of those things. The fact that the Messiah gimmick happened there and not in front of a crowd, that's
Yeah,
what you got to get that back for sure.
most definitely. You really give it its just due. But overall, though, was there anything else on Raw that you kind of want to touch on real quick? Because I think I hit all of my notes.
I don't think so off the top of my head. I mean, we could talk about like Roman and I feel like at Backlash, it's gonna be Roman and Punk against Seth and Braun, and
Absolutely.
I think that's when the third man gets revealed.
Oh, I'm not mad at
I
that.
I think it's not gonna be like someone turns on someone because that would be
Yeah, no, no, no.
that'd be so lame.
It's got
But
to be a new player that ends up sabotaging. Punk and Roman when they get the upper hand.
It's gonna be something no one expects. I really feel like that,
Yeah.
but I'm excited. I can't really
Same.
say much else. I'm
Like I
over the
said,
moon with how we're moving.
same. Like I said, this beef is cooking. This faction has staying power, and I think that this is one of the best uh after Mania Raws in a long, long time. But
Might be the best ever. Really might.
absolutely. Real quick before we get up out of here, let me just say thank you to Michael and Andre from the Pullover Podcast for pulling up on the Top Rope Boys. We definitely gonna have to run this back with the full cast. We definitely
Absolutely.
Missed out on too much of the fun. But with that being said, Mike, do me a favor, plug everything y'all got going on for let everybody know where you be at.
Oh, all right. So we got the Put Over podcast. Obviously, we're on YouTube. Recently launched the Instagram. We've been doing Wrestler of the Day. I've been doing that. I'm. It's not really every day, but it's more like Wrestler of the
Every couple
week.
days.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, but if you want to recommend any wrestler, slide on over. We'd be happy to have you on the page. I want to say that's it for the most part. I appreciate you having us. It's been a hell of a time.
Of course, man. We like I said, we definitely know how to run this bag, but ladies and gentlemen, it's the Chocolate City Saint, the EST of the DMV. It is your boy, Steph, the one and only. Appreciate y'all for tapping into the Top Rope Boys podcast. Peace.
The fog is